Hey everybody. I feel like I said that every single time. Um, I'm starting at this slide, which we were ahead a couple points, but I wanted to show, based on our last little quiz thing, which I made a quiz to kind of help you because I thought it was going to be so easy because it was just basically definitions. And apparently you Google everything else in the world, but you can't even look up the definitions from your notes, like your definitions. So, dude, what's up? You couldn't even. I don't. Whatever. All right. So let me go back over this. So ciliates have the most elaborate organelles of any protist, and look here. A clear elastic layer of protein called a pellicle surrounds the membrane. That's what it is. A pellicle has a funnel like a depression called an oral groove. That's not what a pedicle is. It just happens to have one. That's not the definition. Okay? All those were definitions. All you had to do is look at the definitions you already did. All right, so this is the one where we left off, I think. Cilia lining the oral groove create, which pellicles have, create currents that sweep food down the groove to the mouth pore. The mouth pore opens into a gullet, which is kind of like a stomach, which forms food vacuoles that move through the cytoplasm. All right, so enzymes in the vacuoles digest food into small organic molecules that enter the cytoplasm. Vacuoles don't digest the food either. Enzymes do that. The vacuoles are just places that can hold food and stuff, or water and stuff. Okay, so basically this is just telling you how it's getting its food. It's a heterotroph, so it's got to get its food somewhere else. Okay, so here's your contractile vacuole, which basically expels water out. Your food vacuole is right here, and then your oral groove is right here. Your gullet is like your stomach. Okay, so that's what all these are. A trichocyst is an outer shell, basically, which these little point things, which kind of is like a thing for defense. And a test is an outer shell. Okay, so the trichocyst also is not an outer shell, but it's kind of like for defense. All right. The undigested materials move to the anal pore, which contracts and expels them. So basically, this was how they eat, basically. So they dump it out the anal pore, they go through the oral groove into the gullet, and then out the anal pore, basically. These are parameciums, ciliates. A ciliate is a paramecium. Okay? Ooh, so pretty. You can see the cilias around the outside. See, this is the going down. Oh, cool. That's how all the things are happening inside, but you could have seen the around the outside the ciliates, so that was pretty, or the cilia, so that was pretty cool. Oops, hold on. Ciliates also have contractile vacuoles that are used to remove excess water. I like how these all have this classical music. So cool, though. And look, that's the contractile vacuole right there. This is too, right here. See, one here, one here. They're going to expel water. That is super cool. All right. Embedded in the pedicle are the trichocysts, which all these were vocabulary words. They are elongated cylindrical bodies that can discharge spine-like structures. They're thought to be for defense. Okay, so here, right here, and then they shoot them out through here. Okay, spine-like defenses. All right. Oops. Ciliates have two types of nuclei. The large macronucleus, macro means large, a nucleus contains multiple copies of the DNA that direct the cell's metabolism and development. And then it has a smaller micronucleus, you can see the picture over here, and it participates in the exchange of genetic material during conjugation. That means coming together. All right, asexual reproduction in ciliates occurs by mitosis, which we all know what that is. They're going to be identical cells, right? The new ones. In this process, the micronucleus divides by mitosis, and the macronucleus, which has up to 500 times more DNA than the micronucleus, simply elongates and splits in half. All right? So the micronucleus is here. It's going to divide in mitosis. And then this is just going to divide, basically split up and divide, elongate and split up and divide. All right, sexual reproduction in ciliates involves conjugation. Two cells join and their macronuclei disintegrate, which means fall apart, basically. Each diploid micronucleus then undergoes meiosis, producing 4 haploid micronuclei. Okay? So you can see, here's where it started, and then it goes down here, okay? And then they basically switch here, and then they have 2 new ones. Okay? So make sure you're reading all this. Read this section. You can tell this is really confusing. Asexual reproduction in ciliates occurs by mitosis. I just read that. In each cell, all but one micronucleus disintegrates. The micronucleus divides by mitosis, producing 2 identical haploid micronuclei. Okay, so you've got everything here, and you can see where it's going to divide. You can see mitosis right here. The nuclei are swapped, they fuse, and then you got 2 new ones. The 2 new cells exchange micronuclei, which is down here. Okay. Exchange. The micronuclei fuse to form one diploid micronuclei, and the cells separate, and a macronucleus forms in each cell from the products of the mitotic divisions of the micronucleus. All right.